Howdy, it's Jim Morado, and this is September 14th, 2024. We're at the Flatwoods Monster Convention in West Virginia. Yeah, right in that great Sutton and Flatwoods, West Virginia area. We actually came up here for the day, and it was a long drive. I didn't get to stay as long as I would have liked to have. About 3.5 hours plus there, 3.5 hours back. I had to be very efficient with my time. But we got to stop here and still got to hang out a couple hours, talk to some cool people. I picked up some great books. Thought I would put up just a brief video, kind of more of a slideshow. My camera that I usually use took a nosedive on this day, so this was all cell phone. Rest assured I have bought a new camera, so yay. But I wanted to put this video up real quick. It was a very small convention. If you know, I like the Mothman Festival, but we stopped going when, you know, tens of thousands of people started showing up. I'll probably start going again at some point, but crowds, I'm just not a crowd person. Lots of great guests here, by the way. The Wild and Weird Radio guys were here, and how great are they? They do such a great show, always well-researched, thoughtful. Eerie Travels were here, too. I don't think that was announced. And I was really glad to see them, especially Mark Muncy, who's kind of been laying low lately. It was good to see him. And Dave Spinks was here. Really interesting guy. Very prolific writer. I bought a couple books from him. Bought some coffee from him, too. Just a fun guy to talk to and a wealth of information. And he can talk your ear off. He's been on a ton of shows also. And it was good getting to chat with him. He also helped set up the booth for Frank Fascino, who wrote the Braxton County Monster book, the definitive book on the Braxton County Monster. I've read the first edition, and I know even the author was upset with the way it turned out, so I'm excited to read the updated version. Some great art and stuff that the Wild and Weird Radio guys brought. Again, I love those guys, and their shows are very thoughtful. They're not BS and they're not jerking around. They get down to business. They're entertaining and they're smart also. And it's one of the podcasts I listen to. I listen to most of my podcasts at 1.5 to 2 times speed. I listen to them at regular speed because I want to take in what they're saying. They've got a lot to say. And that is Ray Zemansky. And I picked up a few books from him. Another guy that's written some good stuff. And he is very much into, he worked at Wright-Patterson. I believe he said for 40 years. And he has some interesting stuff to say. I read his first of 3 books. I bought all 3 of his books. I read the first one. He hangs out with Travis Walton and some other A-listers, if you're into UFOs. And he's a bit of an encyclopedia when it comes to UFOs and conspiracies and government cover-ups. I brought up a couple of small, just kind of obscure things, and he knew exactly what I was talking about. A lot of people, when I mentioned that I was from Kentucky, they brought up Kelly and Hopkinsville, and I kind of, was kind of proud of that. It's like, yes, I grew up not horribly far from those areas, but it was good talking to Ray and some of the other people. Weren't a whole lot of vendors here, but the ones that were there were great, and I thought I'd mention that.
Barker hasn't been making any calls, no. Because there were calls from a Mrs. Barker. Technically a Mrs. Baker. But Keel himself was so sure there was a connection that he changed it to Mrs. Barker. Right?
And he's written a series of books on Gray Barker, which is a person that's worthy of a series of books. Wanted to mention, too, Conjure Dust Designs was here. Man, I love that guy. He dresses up like a ranger, kind of a cryptid ranger, and he's always got great stuff. I've bought some, he has cool buttons, cool stickers, cool postcards, and I wanted to mention him. I did not get a picture of him, but I did buy some stuff from him. I even got a pair of... did I get Mothman earrings from him for a friend? So that was cool. But yeah, there weren't a whole lot of dealers, but the ones that were here were all quality, and just kind of nice hanging out and spending the day here. We did make time to go over and see the Bigfoot Museum, which is walking distance from the Flatwoods Monster Museum, and then we headed on home. Had a really nice day. I love this area. Very pretty, very much West Virginia. And I always think of it as it's always a treat getting here. Of course, if you're in Braxton County, there are the chairs that are all over the place. I think there's 5 of them now. You can go and find the Flatwoods Monster chairs. And this is just a pretty town, pretty area. Nice place to come to anyway.